What's up, Jorge?
What's up, Coach?
Let's see. How's this thing set up? Let me just point it down. This way. And then normally set it over this. Don't mind the screen. Hope you don't get motion sickness. Oh, that should do it. Give him a couple more minutes.
How's that knee?
Oh, so I think it was an injury from a while ago. Like, it doesn't hurt. It just won't lock out right now. It's kind of stuck. I can basically go to about there. I can't lock it out the rest of the way. So fortunately, I think it's meniscus, and I may need to get surgery on it. So it would probably be like 2 months before I could get on the mat, and another like 4 to 6 before I'm 100%. But I guess now's not the worst time to do it. But yeah, I think it was back in February. I was defending a takedown, and my foot like planted and twisted. And it didn't really it swelled up. My knee swelled up a little bit, but it didn't like hurt or anything. But then I guess when the swelling went down, I was getting like this clicking, and I guess it was my meniscus like basically flipping. And then like there's no pain with it or anything, but like once it flipped, and it would flip back. But I guess it flipped and it hasn't gone back. So now I need to basically have somebody go in and fix it up. I think Matt Murin had the same thing. So I talked to him a good bit about it. He said it's not too bad. It's annoying, but.
Dang.
Yeah, fingers crossed it goes quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can still roll and train, and I mean, I can still teach class. But I mean, once I get the surgery done, I won't be able to for a little bit, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just be on the sideline, just like verbally coaching and having like white blue belts like demonstrating or something. Coming around with like a little cane for a little bit or something. Just happy to get it done as soon as possible, and hoping it doesn't happen again. I won't ever try to revisit my stint of wrestling, because that's it. All my injuries are whenever I try to wrestle. It's never good. Like once you get past like 26, 27, 28, I feel like all the stand-up explosiveness starts becoming more and more dangerous really quickly. So I felt like when I was like in college, I could be dumb and almost do anything. Now it's like every little thing you have to be careful of, like, oh, is this going to permanently injure my body? Oh, let's see if anybody else joins in. Give everyone a couple more minutes. I'm covering for Bumpkin tonight. Before we start, are there any questions? Any solo movements or even real techniques, questions that we could discuss? Nothing. Figured good opportunity as ever. It's gonna be the one thing I look forward to the most, I think, is once we're able to get back into the gym, actually doing like, so I think that's the hardest thing to drill is like submissions right now. It's like we can do a lot of passing drill and transition work that all pretty much translates pretty well, but it's like working your guard and then actually going for submissions from top position is like so annoying, trying to figure out ways to like replicate that without actually having somebody else. Oh, all right. Let's go ahead and get started. On your backs, leg circles. Don't you forget. You need that. Switch directions. Legs up and down. Legs side to side. Bicycle. Switch directions. Hip bridges. Left leg only. Right leg only. Sit up, windshield wipers. Up to your knees. Neck circles. Switch directions. Chin to chest. Chin to shoulders. Ear to shoulder. Wrist circles. Switch directions. Flex and extend your upper back. Hip circles. Switch directions. Switch legs. Switch directions. Alternating lunges. Feet together, knees apart, push yourself back. Walk yourself out over your hips. Feet apart, push yourself back. Take a second, stretch anything you need to. So we got a small group tonight, so we'll try to go ahead and just run through some of these kind of quickly, because a lot of these we've done before. So just gonna try to move through them. So just a bridge and roll, driving up, planting your toes here, driving off, coming up to your knees. Let's go ahead and work sit backs. I don't know if we do that enough, and that's really only like a jiu-jitsu thing. So when you get to your knees, I want you planting a foot, and I want you leaning back and sticking your foot out. So planting a hand, planting a foot, and when your foot comes through, it's like doing a sit out, but instead of driving forward, I'm gonna sit myself back, leaning away, and sticking my bottom foot like I'm going for the hip, okay? So you're just gonna do a bridge and roll, driving up, transferring weight into your toes. Once you get here, and then you're gonna sit back and stick your foot out, okay? Go ahead, start when you're ready. 1, 2. So we'll try to run through these quickly. So it's like you're sitting back to guard. Make sure you stay your hip out, so the foot that you're sticking out is kind of on bottom. You don't want to be square. You kind of want to be on your side when you when you do the sit back. There you go. Good, Jorge. Right, like you're trying to catch somebody back in between your guard. Yeah. Okay, circle back up, bridging shrimps. So I'm bridging up the same way, but then I push my butt back, tucking in. This leg is weightless, and I push my knee through my hands. Foot goes back, pull myself back to position. Right? Bridging up, tucking, knee goes through, come back. Bridging up, then tucking, hand through the knees, and then pull myself back. Okay? Bridge and shrimp. Really exaggerate the initial bridge like you're trying to move somebody off of you, okay? Go ahead. 1, 2. Hit that initial bridge like you're trying to push somebody off of you, and hold it. Like you're trying to hold somebody, like you're displacing their weight to one side, and then you're keeping them there. Focus on that control. That tuck should give you a lot of stability. You're kind of tucking your shoulders and stacking them. Okay, time, guys. Next one. So this one, small bridge and shrimp, just to get on our side, okay? So to the tuck, but my hips are down now. I'm going to scissor my legs, and then like I'm reaching for a single, heisting up to top position, okay? From here, we're going to do another sit back. But this time we're going to go sideways. So imagine somebody is next to you, and what you're going to do is you're going to open your knee away from the imaginary person, step the leg up that's right near them. So the guy is here, and then now I sit back. Okay, so we're doing like a sideways sit back. So I open up my base sideways, plant my foot, and then I kind of go, so I imagine somebody next to me, okay? So again, the move is just it's a heist from our back, right? I'm on my back, I scissor my legs, and I'm heisting up to my knees, coming up, opening up sideways, putting them back in guard. So it's a heist from the back because we're heisting our hips up, but notice my shoulder is still on the ground, right? And then I'm up, right? Or I would be on a single leg, okay? And again, I'm open up away, plant the foot, get him in guard, okay? So another sit back, but sideways. Let's do it. 1, 2. Small bridge and shrimp, scissor the legs, up on the single, then a sideways sit back. Good. Should be able to do these sit backs in all directions, right in front of you, behind you, sideways. Imagine somebody beside you, You're trying to catch them in between your legs. Okay, time, guys. Next one. So same thing, onto our side, okay? But instead of this time, instead of heisting up to our knees, we're imagining the guys that not in front of us, but behind us. If they're behind us, we want to roll back into them. So I'm going to tuck, push off, legs come through. Watch my toes on this one, making sure I'm on the screen. So you're on your side, you scissor your legs the exact same way. Except this time I tuck, and see how my toes are planted into the mat? I'm going to push off my toes to generate the power, okay? Scissor, tuck, pushing off the toes into that front roll, okay? Pushing off the toes into that front roll. Make sure you're engaging your toes, right? All right, let's give it a try. 1, 2. So still bridge and shrimp onto your side, scissor the legs, tuck, and roll. So you're tucking your head between your legs and walking your head between your hips. There you go, good. Scissor the legs, tuck the head. Good. Try to walk your head between your knees and then roll. You get your head between your knees and then forward. Good. That's where the toes come in, right? The toes help you walk your head between your knees. All right, that's the control we want. If we can do this, then it doesn't matter where our opponent is. We'll find a way to put them between our legs back in the guard. Time, guys, circle back up. All right, this one's gonna be just your regular sliding shrimp, reverse shrimp. So I'm pushing my butt all the way back to my shoulder line. I plant my feet, and I pull myself back. Hips go to the shoulder line, pull myself back. Hips go to the shoulder line, pull myself back, okay? Again, you can add a bridge to this one, but the idea is we're firing our butt as far back as it can go. And then our feet reach out, and then pull ourselves back in. Okay? Go ahead, give it a try. 1, 2. Creating as much space as possible and then pulling our hips back square. Try to have the control so you come back to the exact same square position every time. Good, guys. Circle back up. All right, back rolls. So just to keep it circular, we're going to do a back roll, then a forward roll. So I'm going to look over the shoulder. I'm going to throw my legs too, right? So I throw my legs over my left shoulder. I look over my left shoulder. Like so. Make sure you're engaging your elbows when you're doing this. So watch, when I go backwards, my elbows are normally bracing the mat. So my elbows are on the mat. So when I throw my legs over, I can push off my elbows. Like so. And then you roll back. All right? I push off my elbow. Push myself back. Okay? The same way we would with toe touches. And you can just keep it circular as you want to, right? Forward rolls and back rolls, okay? Go ahead and give it a try. 1, 2. Engage those elbows. Make sure you have control through the whole thing. Time, guys. Next one. We're gonna go sideways. So I think the first time we actually did this was on Monday, when I really tried to like get you guys to do this properly, because it's basically what you did on the first one, right? When we did the shoulder roll, we basically shrimp. We get on our side, we scissor our legs, we tuck our head, but then what we're going to do is we're going to transfer from one shoulder to the other. So you notice how I'm on my shoulder here and my toes are over here. I'm going to walk my legs to the other side, and you normally can do that with one quick motion. You see that? See how my toes are on one side? I push off, and now my toes are on the other. And once I get to this spot, I pull my butt to my heels. So now I'm still in that straight line, okay? So I tuck, scissor, transfer the legs to the other side, and you can use your hands for support. And then what I don't want to do is I don't want to push myself off. So I'm facing this way, okay? What I want to do is I want to pull my butt in, so I'm facing the same way, right? So I tuck, scissor, transfer legs to the other side, and then pull myself around, okay? Right? This is what it looks like full speed, okay? Let's give it a try. 1, 2. Transfer legs to the other side and then pull yourself around. Try to plant those toes and pull your hips back square. So your toes are planted on one side, right? I push off, I transfer my toes to the other, and pull myself back around. It's like going from one toe touch to the other. So I'm in a toe touch right now. I transfer to another toe touch, right? It's just toe touches left and right. And pull yourself around. Good. And then that's how you do it slow. Once you speed that up, it just looks like you're just doing a quick roll over your shoulders. Do it slower, Jorge. See if you can control it through it. Like pause on your shoulder and transfer those legs, like toe touching from one side to the other. So guys, pause real quick. Just practice this part. For most of you guys are getting it, but you see how my toes are over here? See if you can just do this. See how I'm on my shoulder? Like this. I'm just going to push my toes off and go to the other side. Just this movement. Like on my shoulder. It's just like doing a toe touch, right? It's just like, see, I'm just like going back and doing a toe touch. Imagine doing a toe touch and then transferring your toe to the other side, like this. So I'm just doing a toe touch left and right. So you do a toe touch over one shoulder, And you just walk your toes back and forth. Right? So our toe touches, boom, one toe. The other toe. Transfer left and right. And then when you go to do your roll, all you're doing is doing that toe transfer. Couple more tries, playing with it just a little bit more. Just working on that control, not for speed, for control. All right, gives you a good lower back stretch too while you're at it. Yeah, good, Jorge. There you go. I know it's super awkward. It's a different way. Like most of the time you're just spinning real quick and you don't even really think about what you're doing. But like keeping your toes in contact the whole time just helps you that much more when you need control through the roll. All right, let's go ahead and circle back up. We'll move on. Let's move on to, we'll just do some standing work, just some movement to start with. So everyone on your feet, see how well I can do this. Only a little limp, it's not that bad. So working, just moving forward. When I'm doing wrestler stance, you can't really tell it. My legs bad. It's only when I try to stand upright. Right, left, forward, right, shuffling, transferring weight, making sure that your feet aren't coming together, making sure you're not crossing your feet, and then level changes. Add in your level changes. Let me just see some movement. Treat those level changes like a little lunge. Make sure your head's forward like you're about to take off in a sprint. Then off that level change, let's see if I can do it without hurting myself. Off that level change, I want you guys to either shoot a sweep single and then standing up, or off that level change, you can shoot straight in for a double leg and drive, okay? So you're either level change, sweep single, or level change, double leg, drive across. I was about to go sweep single and I switched. So your double leg would be level change, step, drop, step up, catch, go. Okay, so add a single or a double on the end of that. So you got a level change, movement, level change, shot. Okay? Mix it in as you want. Next one. So this time, right, down block. So transfer weight into my left leg, right leg goes back, down block. So you're taking your lead leg back, transferring weight into your back leg, touch the mat, foot goes back, and you're back into your movement, right? Down block. So down block is just the lead leg side. They go in for a shot, down block. Okay, go ahead, work it. So down block is lead leg side. Make sure you're controlled. Make sure you're not falling over. So lead leg goes back, hand goes down, down block. Boom. Good. Now with that down block, we go down block, they commit. We drop to a knee, hand, knee sprawl. And then if we need to, full sprawl. Okay? So down block, knee sprawl, full sprawl. And if we need to get up from here, we don't just step our leg up. Knees come off the ground, and we circle back to standing, okay? So down block, knee sprawl, full sprawl, circle back up. Okay? Go ahead, tie it all together now. I'll call out. If you need me to call out, I'll call stuff out. So you got level change, right? You got movement, left and right. Right? Forward, back. Level change, shot. Right? You got movement. You got a down block. Level change. Down block, knee sprawl. Circle back up, yep. Movement. Down block. Level change, shot. Right? Because we down block, then we go right back on the offense. We down block, and then we level change and shoot right back on offense. There you go. And we level change, we feint, and then they come at us, so we sprawl, right? So we hit a down block and a sprawl. So we're always alternating, going from on defense to offense. Level change is offense, down block is defense. Right? Make sure you're moving left, right, forward, back. Level change shot. Right? Down block, knee sprawl. Circle back up. Right? Down block. Recover. Level change shot. Level change feint. Level change shot. Down block. Recover. Level change feint. Down block, knee sprawl. Right? Good, time guys. So that's how it would move, right? That's just shadow boxing for stand-up position, right? That's your movement. That's your offense is going to be your level change and your shot. Your defense is going to be the degrees of your down block, knee sprawl, full sprawl, right? And then recovering, okay? So those are the different offense and defense you would get into. Let's go ahead and grab a drink of water and grab your kick shield. We'll move on to the kick shield. Okay, cool. Before we move on, take a second. Think about your favorite drill you've liked to done that we've done over the last couple of weeks. Okay, I'm kind of curious what your favorite drills are, and what you enjoy doing, and then we can kind of expand on it and what you enjoy. Okay, Jorge, do you have one? What's your favorite drill so far that we've done? Go ahead, unmute yourself.
With the kick shield?
Or without.
I mean, with the kick shield, I've been liking the whole like knee on belly system. That's something I never really played before, especially that far side armbar. It's just really like it's really helping
Cool.
me out.
All right, let's go ahead and jump on that one. That's what we were going to go over. So let's go ahead and do some knee on belly work. So just get warmed up with knee on belly. We're going to start just down. We're just going to pop up, slide that knee across, and plant the foot. A lot of times your hand is going to be near, like you're pulling up on the head, and I would be like pushing down on the hip. Okay, I like pinning the hip and pulling up on the head. Sometimes you can pull up on both and really just make them miserable by like driving your knee in their stomach. But this is where we're finishing, okay? And then we drop our elbow, and we drop our knee down, we go right back here. We push up, knee comes across, in position, right back down, okay? And now, just so we're working both sides, let's go ahead and pop up. Let's do a switch, and let's drop down. Come back up, switch, drop back down, up, okay? So we're gonna go left, right, drop down, then pop back up to knee on belly, okay? Let's do it, 1, 2. Pop up, switch sides, drop down, pop up. Make sure you're good control, take your time. Keep it up. One more rep. Time. So just to keep the warm up going real quick. Another transition. We pop up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up and we're gonna switch over the head. We're gonna switch our knee and then come around the head this way. Okay. So instead of going across, for going around the head, we have to step our knee up. We plant our knee down, and we come around that way. Okay. It's tough for me to do with my knee right now. But you guys can make it like super like lazy. You can just go here like in the standing position where like you're kind of like in a high knee on belly, and then you step up here and then you come around this way. Or if you want to be really tricky, and this is how I like doing it against guys, like you literally are putting your knee on their chest or like their neck, and you switch around their head, right? It's nasty because you're literally spinning around their head in like their chest, and you put all your weight on it. Like that, okay? So my knees come together, and I'm spinning, okay? It's tough for me to do right now, but go ahead and work that one, or you can do like a high step around, right? You can come here, you can step around this way, and like pivot. Drop down, up, step, pivot. Or you can do it low, like that, okay? So switching around the head now and knee on belly. Go ahead, start when you're ready. 1, 2. So this is more of, yeah, like a spin than it is like a transfer. Right? This one's more of like a spinning movement. Good, Luke. Good, Charlie. That would suck for whoever's underneath you. Nice, Jorge. Keep it up. Couple more reps, guys. All right, time. Let's see what side this is easier on. So I want us to pop up, and then acting like the guy is pushing on our knee, right? And we take our underhook. We step up by the head. We plant our arm. Our butt comes up, and we pivot, dropping back on the arm. Okay. A lot of times from here, when I have the arm, I'll fall and whip my leg across to take the arm bar. So you can practice that if you want. Then my legs are going to go off to the side. Take side control, leg scissor, pop up, taking the underhook, leg steps up, arm plants, foot comes up, knees shift, and again, depending on how you land, you can drop towards the head and whip the leg around for the finish, okay? Again, if that feels weird, don't bother. Just go ahead and finish like this. This is fine too, with your like knee in. See how my foot's pivoted by the imaginary shoulder, that's good too. And guys, remember, when we go for the arm bar, a lot of times when you get here, the person just taps, but let's make sure we know how to finish properly. We want to take a 2-on-1, and we want to pull the arm down towards the legs to the side of my hip. So I literally, like, I'm going to take the arm to my hip right here. Okay, so I take the arm to my hip. I take the arm to my hip by pulling it, and then I'm going to take a push on the wrist, and I'm pushing it, and I'm almost breaking it over my hip bone. Do not take an arm bar straight forward if you can help it. I mean, it works. A lot of times you'll get a tap here, but like your legs are really soft. Your muscles can squeeze, but it's still like a very soft fulcrum. You want to try to break arms over your actual hip bone. It's a very hard fulcrum, and you will get a very quick tap on somebody. So just practice taking it across your hip, okay? So your legs come off to the side, pop up knee on belly, underhook, foot plants, arm plants, butt comes up, spin across, and then practice pulling the pulling the arm across to the hip on the side of the legs. So his legs would be over here. I'm pulling the arm to that side, okay? So one more time real quick. Pop up, knee on belly, underhook, foot plants, hand plants, butt comes up, spin. Okay? Pulling it across to the hip bone, right? Right, the hip bone, if this was the leg side. Go ahead, give it a try, guys. 1, 2. So pop up, knee on belly, underhook, armbar spin. And a little extra detail on that finish. You can stay seated too. You don't need to fall back. Like, you don't need to go flat to your back. I actually like staying up, so I'm more mobile. Like staying up on here and breaking here. Don't fall back to your back if you don't have to. Take it to the leg side hip. Yes, you're pulling it and you're pushing it. Feel like you're breaking it over your hip. There you go. You have a pulling arm and a pushing arm. Yeah, going right over that hip bone. Foot plants, hand plants, spin. Foot plants, hand plants, butt comes up, spinning across. Couple more reps. Good, guys. Throw back up. Luke, what's your favorite drill?
I've liked the S-mount arm bars.
The S-mount arm bars?
I think that's
cool.
been
We'll
kind of
just
cool.
keep it going with the arm bars. Do you have anything else? You don't have to add on. I just was wondering if there's anything specific about the S-mount arm bar.
I think just getting comfortable with that movement.
The sliding, more of sliding the knee up, you mean? And like
Right.
switching the leg around?
Right.
Okay, so do you normally, what grip do you like to use when you kind of slide up? Do you ever think about that?
What I like to use when I slide up. What
would you control your opponent's arm with? Like, how would you control your opponent's arm to go take the arm bar?
I don't know.
I'll give you a couple options.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and start from this position. I'm going to be a little weird from here just because this one's a little weird for my knee. But so a couple ways. You can already well, two main ones you can hit off the start, okay? Either we pull the arm across by controlling the elbow. A lot of times that involves like grabbing like high on the sleeve here. So I'm literally pulling the arm across. You can be pretty low too, but I like it getting as high as I can, like imagining like I'm pulling across by the shoulder, just enough that you can control the tricep, okay? Or you can get a collar grip. And when you get a collar grip, their arms come up, right? And it exposes their elbow. So I can either take a sleeve grip here, or I can take a collar grip. When I take that collar grip, I can now use my fist as a base, and I can plant a hand, and I can slide my knee up like this by the head. Let me go ahead and scoot back. I'm going off screen a little bit. So I'm planting my hand here and here, and I slide my knee up. So I'm wedging now his arm and his head. He's defending the choke right now, okay? He's defending this imaginary choke, right? So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to whip my leg around. I'm going to sit on his chest, okay? I don't want to be sitting back on my butt like this. I'm leaning, and all my weight is here on his chest. He can't breathe right now. This is miserable. I can play with the choke, and what he has to do to defend this choke right now is his arm has to come up to block this arm. And when he blocks this arm, I just take it, okay? I transfer here. This arm comes out, plants on the mat, and now my butt comes up, and I walk my leg over, and now you can sit back. You can finish up here, normally by like drawing your heel back, this is miserable for them, right? Because their head's here and I'm pulling up here. Or if you fall back, again, taking it over the hip by the side, by the leg side, okay? So we open the collar, we put our hand in, I plant my hand and I slide up my knee. The goal is I want to put my knee past the crown of his head, okay? From here, I whip my leg around and I transfer all my weight on top of him, okay? If his arm was in the way, I can reach over and pull his arm up to get my leg into position. From here, I'm going for the choke, and then they defend by reaching up. When they do, I just take the arm, I plant the hand, I transfer my weight towards the legs, I go over the head, I can finish here, or finish on my butt, sitting up, not falling back, sitting up, holding the arm across the hip bone, okay? You come here, remount, boom, 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 choke, arm, finish, here, okay? So I may do it just a little different than what you've seen before. That's my favorite way of doing it from mount, because I normally always attack that choke, and I use that to slide up. Okay, let's give that a try. 1, 2. So that cross collar grip, hand plant, slide the knee up. So I'm gonna reach across. So my right hand reaches across to the collar, and my left knee slides up by my right hand. Yep, and yes, good. Now my right leg switches around, swivels around to S mount. Now you'll fight that choke there, right? You're looking for that choke, right? Bug in the neck. When they reach that hand up, our left hand takes the arm, our right hand plants on the mat, and all our weight transfers into our right hand. Yep, so you can take your right hand out, and then plant on the other side. Plant forward. Yes. Now throw your left leg over the head and lean off to the side. Boom, there. And you can stay on top. Like if you can, stay on top of them. Put all your weight down in them, right? Finish there. Then if you have to, you can sit back and again, pull the arm into the hip. Good, exactly. I'll do it without hand plants, sliding up, left knee to right hand or vice versa. Other leg whips around, sitting on them, right? I go for the choke. If I don't get the choke, I grab the arm, hand plants, stepping over the head, arm bar. Good, yes. Remember, always keeping your weight on top of that person, if you can help it. So reach across, and then your knee's gonna slide up on that side. Good, yes, leg comes around. Now you switch, so you grab the arm, and then the opposite hand plants, leaning across. Nice, good. Take it over the hip, right? Always working in Braille, right? Transferring that hand from one hand to the other, right? Threatening that choke, using that to set up that arm bar. And that knee slide, the purpose of that knee slide is to get under their shoulder. So we get that cross collar grip and we slide our knee up under their armpit. There, leg switches around, then our arm switches to control their arm, and then our hand plants off base, good, curl the head, finish there, falling back, pulling into the hip if needed. Couple more reps, just a couple more. Let me see what we got next. All right, time, guys. Last but not least, Charlie, do you have a favorite?
I
I really like all the different movements from side control just because I wrestled, so I feel I always find myself there and don't really know what to do to finish it. And so I feel like I'm sitting there trying to pin someone, but that's not a thing. So it's nice for me to be able to know like what I can do from there. So I enjoy this.
Yeah. So the side control movements, and that's funny you say that. Like, so what can you do from side control, right? Because pinning isn't going to end the match, right?
Right.
So like side control, it's normally a lot of it's going to be right looking to take the back, or looking to take the back, or looking to mount, right? And then you hit our attack sequences from there. There are attacks you can do, right? You can attack the far arm like we do with that arm bar, right? Where we grab the arm on the far side. We're in side control. We have an underhook. We wedge them up. We slide our knee up, and we go straight to that arm bar from side control. You can do the same thing we do on knee on belly from side control with that position. So you can attack that far arm. You can attack the near arm even. There's like tricky ways to do that. You can even go for cross collar strokes from north-south. But yeah, mounting and taking the back is going to be the most common one. So with that in mind, we'll work the common head one we do, but we'll do it with the idea of taking the back, or at least attacking. So one thing I like to do, if you ever pass somebody, by the way, and they're like on their side slightly, and you have like this near side underhook, so this near side underhook, you can always use this and like drive up. And then what I do is I get off my toes and I put all my weight in like this. And then what you can do is I flare my elbow and I pop them like on their side. It's weird doing with a kick shield, obviously, but I kind of like turn people like that. It's the same thing you would do if like they get an underhook and I plant my hand, I slide my knee up, I put my foot up here, and then my elbow replaces my hand, and we switch to the other side, right? When we do that, a lot of times we end up behind them like this, okay? So that's what I kind of want to go over here. If somebody gets an underhook, I want you pulling the kick shield up on the side, okay? Our knee goes up, and instead of putting our hand down like this, let's just put our elbow down, like just hang, like a false grip, like gooseneck the kick shield. Our knee slides up, our foot comes up here, and then we're going to put our elbow over like this, okay? And we're going to end up behind the kick shield. I want the kick shield to kind of be like a person on their side, okay? From here, I want our knee to go behind here. I want our leg going over, and I want us taking the back, okay? So like a little weird variation on the drill we did before, I guess, like the kind of twisting over the head. So they get an underhook and we gooseneck them on their side. My knee slides up to the head here, my foot plants, and then my elbow replaces my elbow, okay? They're on their side. From here, my hips square, and I pin my knee behind them, okay? So I'll move my hand. So my knee goes behind them here. Maybe I have like a seatbelt grip. My foot goes over, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull them across to the other side, setting my hooks, right? And from here, you can do imaginary chokes or whatever you want to do. So this is going to be a weird one. I kind of want to see how it works. Right? We gooseneck on the side. We step up. We switch around, kind of the same way. So if you have a more flatter dummy, this could be easier. If you have a kick shield, obviously this is awkward for me. I scissor my legs, pin my knee behind here. My foot goes over. So I'm in like so I'm kind of in like an S mount here. Like I could go for an arm bar, right? But instead, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the back. Okay? So switching around the head like we normally do. So don't confuse that too much. All we're doing is switching around the head, right? But we're doing it with the kick shield on the side, or we're putting it on the side. Okay? If you don't have a dummy, then like Luke, you can try to take that balls back if you want to. Or if that's too confusing, just go ahead and just do your switches around the head, okay? So I'm just adding in a back take in case you want to kind of add to it. All right, let's do it. 1, 2. So you would be like pulling, they have an underhook, you'd be pulling them up on their side. Yeah, like they have an underhook, you'd be like goosenecking, pulling them up on their side. Yeah, and then you switch. And now you should be like behind them. And then all you're going to do is you're going to put your right knee behind their head. And then you're going to throw your left leg over. All the way, left leg all the way to the hip. And then now you're going to sit to your right hip
and then to your left hip. Right hip, then left hip. Yeah, and then you take the back. Exactly. You go right hip to left hip, foot comes out, and then you're on the back. And if you're having trouble, just do your side switches, right? Just do your side switches. If you do your side switch, you can kind of turn them on their back and then do the back take. Don't fall. Couple more reps, guys. Nice, Charlie. You look good. Really tuck that foot in underneath their back. Like you want to put their knee and your foot under their back so when you fall to your butt, your foot doesn't get like stuck. Time, guys. Good job. We'll call that class. If you want to do some abs on your own, if you want to do any abs or anything, feel free to. That's all I got for today. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to seeing everyone again in person. Thanks again, guys. If you want, if you're wearing a gi, I don't think anybody was wearing a gi. Just go ahead and stand up. Feet together. Bow out. Thank you, guys. Hope you all have a lovely evening.
Thanks, Bitner. You too, man.
Yeah, Luke, have a good one, man. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks, Coach.
Coach,
That was
have a
helpful.
good one.
Yeah, have a good one, Charlie. Have a good one, Jorge. Thanks for coming, man.